Hey guys, Andrew here with Not On Call Fishing and Plum Island Swim Baits. Tonight I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I rig the 9-inch Plum Island Swim Bait Mondo. I like rigging it using a swim bait hook. My hook of choice that I use is made by Owner. It's called the Owner Beast. I use the 8-aught or the 10-aught pretty much interchangeably. They come in weighted and unweighted versions. This is the weighted one. See that there? There's a weight on the bottom. And this is the unweighted one, where, as you can see, it's just the straight hook. And it's a pretty big hook, you can see. And it fits this lure absolutely perfectly. It's like they were designed for each other, and they complement each other so well. It just makes the action look so sexy in the water. So what's great about these hooks is they have a naturally weedless presentation. When you rig it, the hook is actually parallel to the surface of the bait. I'm going to show you guys in a sec how I do that. And in addition to that, there's also not a lot of metal in the bait. And what that does is it allows the lure, when rigged properly, to swim better than any other swim bait would, rigged in a different way. And, Plum Island with their secret formula, their combination of their plastic just makes this, it just look absolutely flawless in the water. So right off the bat, we're going to I'll show you guys how to rig the weedless with the non-weighted hook. So what you do here, so what's great about these Owner Beast hooks is they have that centering pin right there. And so what that does is, and that's what sets them apart from the other companies that make these hooks, is that with this, it's not a guessing game. You put that centering pin right in the center, and you twist it right onto the spring. And it's all the way on there. And you twist it so that the hook will hang below it like that. And these hooks, these lures, have a hook gap right there. You spread it apart. And so I line these up just like that so I can see where they're going to come out of. And then I put my finger right there. And I don't stretch the bait when I do that. I make sure it's nice and, normal, what it is going to be, what I want it to be to have maximum action. And so I put my finger there. Slide this up, make sure it comes right to the center, and I just put it right there. It comes right at the top, and that is how you rig the non-weighted 8-aught Owner Beast swim bait hook. Okay. So the reason that we do the non-weighted hook is this is more of a top water presentation. This lure will mimic a spook, similar to this dock that everyone's been using. And there's been times on the water, I can think of one time, an instance when I was fishing the Connecticut River with Gabe. One of the two owners, Gabe and Mike, own Plum Island Swim Baits. And everyone was fishing these, and they were just getting thrown around the surface, but they weren't hooking up on them. The fish were hitting because there was plenty of fish there, but they weren't swallowing these, they weren't taking them in. And so we were landing every single fish that hit our bait. And the reason for that is these hooks, they have 2 treble hooks. So there's 6 hooks, 3 hooks on the back, 3 on the front, 6 hooks total. And so when you go to set the hook, your force is being divided by 2 or 3 or as many as 6, and you're not getting that solid hook set that you're getting with that single hook. I mean, obviously, a fish is going to bite into a soft plastic a little bit harder than it is going to be a hard plastic bait because it feels more like the real thing, especially with the Plum Island scented technology that they use, and that's a really special scent that I'm really a big fan of, that I think makes a real difference in these baits. And another thing about these hooks is they have an extremely consistent hook set, where I'll try and add some pictures to this video where the hook literally comes right out of the top lip, right in the middle every single time. And you're not gutting hooking a fish, you're not just get in the corner and it could rip off if it makes one wrong head shake or takes a good run. But, it's a nice solid hook set, and you almost never lose a fish when you get them on this. Next thing I'm going to be showing you how I rig the weighted one. It's the same way, so if you miss it the first time, you can pay attention again. If not, you just listen to me talk. So, again, centering pin. So the reason we use the weighted ones, it's only 3/8 ounce weight. It's really not a lot. But, it does make a difference in some instances. A lot of times they can be used interchangeably, but Sometimes the situation calls for a little bit of weight to get it down there. So times when I'll pick up the weighted over the unweighted hook is when I want it. I don't want my lure to act like a spook. I want my lure to act like a glide bait. You know, like 24/7 lures makes their glide bait called fatty lures now, and then the Rapala subwalk and stuff like that. And those are great lures. You know, they catch a ton of fish. But when you fish a soft plastic, like those time and tested old school ways that you would fish a hard plastic or a custom wooden bait, it can up your catch ratio substantially, and it's unbelievable to me. And so once again, I just put my finger right there, line it up. You know, once you do this a few times, you can do this with your eyes closed behind your back in the middle of the night with no headlamp and all that stuff, and just like that. And so with this is a 3/8 ounce. This is the Owner Beast 8-aught. They also have the 10-aught hook, which also fits great for this lure, and that will get it down a little bit deeper. That's a 1/2 ounce on the 10-aught. So the 3/8 ounce gets it down to about, between 1 and 2 feet, depending on how fast you're going to be working it and how long you let it sit, as it's on its drop. And so it works more like a glide bait, as I was saying, as opposed to a spook like a topwater. So for the unweighted hook that you fish like a topwater, I'd want that, more sunrise, sunset kind of a thing, more traditional time where I'm going to be throwing a topwater. But for the weighted hook, I'm going to be throwing that in currents. I'm going to be throwing that around rock piles, picking apart structure with it, because I can control, it gets down a little bit faster, and I can put it where I want it a little bit easier than I can the unweighted hook. And, it does handle current a little bit better, too, because these hooks actually act as a keel as they go through the water. So, I mean, you can see how that would work. Just like a sailboat has a big keel on the bottom, this keeps us upright, even in strong currents. I mean, if you're going to be fishing the Cape Cod Canal, you're going to be throwing this on a jig head, but, just typical river canal inlets, jetties, stuff like that. This is going to be absolutely ideal whether you're fishing from a boat, if you're fishing from, the rocks, it's great for fishing currents. I absolutely love it. This is also a great way, this style of rigging with a swim bait hook is a great way to rig up the 10-inch river eel that Plum Island makes, as well as the 10-inch eel and the 7.5-inch river eel that Plum Island makes as well. And, so you can kind of use your different styles of this for matching the hatch, if you will. So when the herring and the bunker are around, you can throw the Mondo, you can throw a paddle tail in this configuration. When the eels are around, when they're doing their migration, when there's a lot of sand eels around, if you're fishing for trophy fish at night and you want to, you'd rather throw soft plastic than an eel because you can control it, you can make it do what you want it to do, then you can throw it like this, and it's gonna look better than the real thing because you're making it do what you want it to do. It's not going to be going straight down into a hole and fouling up your leader and all that stuff that eels are famous for. You're going to be able to control this in such a way that you're going to be able to convince that big trophy fish to take a bite out of it. And there's just great style of rigging your baits. I absolutely love it. I'm a big fan of this for light tackle fishing. It's you can do it with some heavier stuff. I fish this with a Van Staal 200 without a problem on my 10-foot St. Croix Legend, and then I fish it the same exact way on a 7.6 St. Croix Avid with a Shimano twin drag on it in the 4,000 size. And the weight of these lures allows them both to be casted great. You can cast plenty far with both configurations. It's not an issue at all. So Owner makes these. Gamakatsu also makes similar style hooks. They don't have the centering pin. That's why I like the Owner better. Trokar is another good company that makes them, as well as I'm pretty sure Mustad has some similar products. So, alright, that concludes my video, guys. Thanks for watching. And leave any questions or comments in the comments, and I'll reply to them and get back to you guys. Alright, cool. Thanks.